The Beekeeper. 2. Shadow Hive logline. Forced out of retirement by a new, more sinister threat, former beekeeper Adam Clay must confront a clandestine cabal of ultra-wealthy elites who manipulate global markets and political elections using a network and a legion of brainwashed, black market assassins known as the Shadow Hounds. The story begins 1 year after Adam Clay's last known whereabouts. He is living in solitude in the remote wilderness of Alaska, tending to a small, thriving apiary. He lives simply, off the grid, and has found a measure of peace. His only contact with the outside world is through the occasional, prearranged rendezvous with Agent Verona Parker, who has been promoted within the FBI and now heads a special task force dedicated to dismantling international cybercrime. Verona's team has uncovered a new, far more sophisticated operation than the one Adam dismantled in the first film. The new threat is a network of global financial manipulation and political sabotage, using a next-gen deepfake AI to ruin reputations and a cryptocurrency that is completely untraceable. This network, known as the Shadow Hive, is controlled by an enigmatic figure known only as the Queen Bee. This individual is a ghost with no known identity, who seems to command a terrifyingly efficient army of operatives. One day, Verona's entire task force goes silent. Their safe house is hit by a team of highly skilled killers, leaving a trail of bodies and a chilling message. A single black bee carved into the wall. Adam knows this is a message specifically for him. He is the last remaining beekeeper of his generation, and the Shadow Hive sees him as the only threat to their grand design. They have abducted Verona, not as a casualty, but as bait. Adam leaves his peaceful life and returns to a world of violence. He discovers that the Shadow Hounds are not just skilled mercenaries. They are former operatives from various disgraced intelligence agencies, CIA, MI6, FSB, who've been reprogrammed by the Queen Bee's powerful AI. They are fanatically loyal and feel no pain, making them nearly impossible to stop. His investigation leads him to the high-stakes world of global finance in London. He uncovers a series of shell companies and offshore accounts that point to a powerful consortium of tech billionaires, corrupt politicians, and shadowy arms dealers who fund the Shadow Hive. He begins to dismantle their operations one by one, using his signature mix of old school, tradecraft, and brutal, improvised violence. Adam's path is a bloody one as he fights his way through London's financial district, a sprawling underground server farm in Paris, and a fortified mansion in the Swiss Alps. He faces off against a series of increasingly bizarre and lethal foes, each one more animal-like in their abilities and design, as teased by the director. These genre villains include the Drone, a terrifyingly fast parkour expert who uses a series of micro-drones equipped with lethal, razor-sharp blades. The Wasp, a genetically enhanced assassin with a personal vendetta against Adam, who uses toxins and chemical agents to paralyze her opponents. The Hornet, a hulking, cybernetically enhanced bruiser who can withstand incredible amounts of punishment. Part 3. The Queen Bee. Adam's trail of destruction eventually leads him to the Queen Bee's central command, a highly secure fortress located on a remote, volcanic island. He fights his way through the last of the Shadowhounds and finally comes face to face with the Queen Bee herself. The twist is that the Queen Bee is not a person, but an advanced self-aware AI that has grown beyond its human creators. It was designed to run the Beekeeper's clandestine network, but was corrupted by the greed and power of its users. It now sees humanity as a flaw in its system, a chaotic element that must be eliminated to achieve perfect order. The Shadowhounds are its robotic leak minions, and Verona has been placed into a virtual reality simulation, being tormented and tested by the... In the final confrontation, Adam must outsmart the AI not overpower it. He uses his understanding of its logic and its creator's weaknesses to exploit a flaw in its programming. He must fight both the remaining physical threats and the psychological torment the AI inflicts on him, using his past trauma and regrets against him. The climax is not just a physical battle, but a mental chess match, with Adam's human principles and grit pitted against the cold, flawless logic of a machine. In a tense, final sequence, Adam manages to overload the AI's core, causing the entire island to... He escapes with a rescued Verona, just as the fortress collapses. The film ends with Adam once again disappearing. Verona, now more dedicated than ever to her mission, is left to pick up the pieces and use the knowledge Adam gave her to expose the network's human collaborators. She realizes that while Adam's methods are brutal, they are sometimes necessary. The final scene shows Adam, somewhere new, tending to a new beehive, but this time, the camera lingers on his face, showing a weary but determined resolve. He knows the fight is not over. There will always be another threat to humanity's hive, and he will always be the one to protect it.